Media, this is not an open, because it's not an open meeting, this is not an open forum.
No,
This is not an open forum, this is a personal private meeting between the chief and the people that he said he agreed to meet with, is what it is. If you want to wait outside, if you want to wait outside.
Right now, people are upset because they've been asked, mainstream media has been asked to leave, but the
I'll explain to you outside. And I'll talk to you. I'm
Just have a seat.
sit down. Sit Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian. Where is he? He's standing over there.
He's outside doing an interview. Crying in the bucket. Here he comes.
right now demonstrators are confronting this particular police officer about them making a big deal about safety.
Good evening.
What can I help you with? Yes, ma'am.
My first question is, how do you tell the citizens to have faith in the system that officials created in the system that they clearly don't have faith in themselves?
Well, but keep in mind one thing, you guys out there make the law, not me.
Well, this is.
The legislature makes the laws, okay? Police officers enforce the law, okay? And so you have more power than perhaps you think regarding that.
Well, with regards to us, in theory, you would say.
Right.
But given the fact that really, when it all boils down to it, you guys take the police officer side over ours. If the citizens come together as we have, demanding actions be taken that are not taken, then clearly that's just talk.
Like, for example, the arrest of Darren, talking about that, for example.
Well, not just that, including in the media, the things that are being reported, the investigations that are being done. When you have multiple witnesses of an action that's been taken by an officer, but yet constantly the officer gets off, it's just like we are a blow off. What we say don't matter. That's how we feel. That's how we're treated.
Let me be honest with you.
It's one thing still talking.
I have arrested more police officers in my career than anybody standing here right now wearing a uniform. Put handcuffs on them and take them to jail. Okay? What that means is I arrested them and took them to jail because of complaints over the years where they have broken the law. So, bottom line is I do have the ability to do my job, and I do have the ability to discern between the two. And we have a full-time staff of internal affairs investigators that from time to time do sustain complaints. Now, some of these complaints are small complaints, and some of these complaints are big complaints. We fired a lieutenant 3 years ago because he did something he shouldn't have done, and that we will not put up with. He lost his job over that. And if we see those kind of things happen in the future, we will deal with those. By the way, I advocate that. We can't stand that. That's something that we can't do, because you know what? If we do it, then we have no trust.
Actually, there is no trust. And that's my next question. What is a community to do when the faith in the police is lost? Who protects us when we feel like the police are harassing us? We have no faith in the police. We are scared of you guys. See, the thing is, when we're scared of you, we have no recourse. But when you're scared of us, we can die. All you have to do is say you were scared for your life, and it's justifiable homicide. You can blow our brains out, which is what's happening.
You don't have to accept this. But the bottom line is, I have a lot of police officers out there that are out there just for your safety. You may not agree with that. You may not think that that's valid. I can't change that.
It's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to act it. When your actions don't line up with your words, I believe the actions. I can say anything, but if I tell you I love you and I smack the shit out of you, that's not love. What I'm saying is the actions don't line up with what's being said. To me, it just seems like it's just talk. It's to pacify the people, to get them to go away.
I understand. But again, you know, I've talked a long time about this. The bottom line is, well, you should go to the meetings I go to.
Are we invited? Are they open
Yes,
to
you
the
are.
meetings? Are they just for the purpose of
I was at the
residents?
first Presbyterian church Saturday morning. I was at Tommy Pearson's church about 5 weeks ago for
That's just for Ferguson residents.
no, it wasn't for Ferguson
Okay.
residents. It was for a group of young people, just like is assembled in front of me. So we could talk to young people and say, listen, what are your concerns? We want to hear from you. We had young police officers there that you could have a dialogue with. And I don't know, Tommy Pearson's a pretty good guy. He advertised it. A lot of people advertised it. Do you know how many people showed up?
We didn't, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, 4 people showed up. I mean, you know, where are we going to get with that? Because the
That
bottom
should tell
line
you
is,
that how you're advertising it is failing, isn't effective, so then you change it.
well, and the truth of it.
Can you guys hear now?
That is, it wasn't even my program.
Okay. Well, I have it.
But we came with it because we felt like that it was a good opportunity to have these kind of dialogues. You know what? Have a dialogue with me, to most of you guys out there. I'm an old man. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You want to talk to guys that are younger,
No,
get it.
no, I want to
You
change
know,
it from someone that
the
knows.
guys who are in charge.
You got it. So go ahead.
I have
You got
a
another
question.
question.
I have a question about a specific incident that happened, in August at St. Mark's Church. I know you received a letter from the Interfaith, the president of the Interfaith Alliance, about the milk and the Maylak that was taken, how they harassed us for days, how your officers turned off the lights on Chambers, and I watched them flash lights as people walked home. They got in and out of their cars, the intimidation, they didn't speak to us, nor were they wearing badges. Were you aware that that was happening? And that happened 3 days in a row? And there was never a response?
You want me to answer?
I'm not finished with my question. So, are you aware of that? Are you aware that a building inspector, who I'll deal with those people, because that's in St. Louis County, of this office, and not necessarily you, but that they then went in, because they didn't have a warrant about occupancy, even though I stayed there till 4 a.m., making sure that the school was locked up, because it was gonna be used for school. They started like a week later. So were you aware of those 3 days of those incidents? And if you were not aware, how can you not know what your officers are doing at that level of violating the constitutional rights, my constitutional rights, for 3 days at that level?
So I'm aware of it, Reverend.
And how am I supposed to feel?
I'll tell you what,
Excuse
if you
me.
want me to answer the question,
Okay.
then I'll
Taylor.
answer it, otherwise I'm leaving. I'm
Oh,
aware
okay.
that Reverend Pearson gave us permission to go into that church. I'm aware of the fact that we didn't seize any Maylocks or milk out of that church. That's what I am aware of regarding that. So,
What about the harassing and blocking the
I don't know
driveway?
anything about that. Did
You
you
don't
call
know?
internal affairs?
Did I call? I can't report. I did call, and they need, in order to file a report,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't have that information because
Really
the officers
disrespectful that
were
you're
not
paying
wearing.
attention to her.
Ma'am,
Let's not run
if I
them
can't
off.
answer the
Hold
question-
on.
No, we don't want to speak.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I do.
You're next.
What's my shit? I'll see you in
You
court.
take your hand on
But I'm
that gun,
suing the
nobody else
shit
has
out
their
of
hand
you.
on their gun.
All
You
of
please
don't
take
have
your
a
hand on
gun.
your gun.
I hope you
Please
have
take
those
your hand on your gun.
Thanks,
Come on,
guys.
God damn, man, why don't do that?
You didn't have to answer these questions anyway.
Okay, well, it don't matter, there's one person at a fucking time. I'm saying it's one person at a time, 5, 6 people asking a fucking question.
He's not respecting us.
Okay, well, listen, let him talk, let him talk,
You
let
don't
him talk.
respect the journalists either, so who are you to dictate?
Fuck that journalist, I ain't saying anything to him.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Well, let him talk.
Let this lady.
Let him, she her talk, it was her turn to talk.
Her question was never answered.
Let her talk.
He never answered her question.
You should give a fuck.
We're being asked to leave.
Come on, come on, y'all. Time to roll
Man
out.
came to talk and you want to talk when she
Ain't
asked the
nobody
question.
talking, ain't nobody answering no questions.
Okay, listen, you went talking, you went on to talk.
It happens.
Man off. Boy, anybody can ask you.
It happens.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go down. We tried to broadcast the chief's answers. They kind of warned us beforehand that if he came out and he was being overtalked while he was trying to talk, that he would just leave, and he did just leave. So there you have it, and I'm gonna go down and walk out of the building. All right, thanks. Bye. What?
I am just wanting to be last one out of the room.
Good meeting. Good meeting. Good meeting. That lasted longer than I thought it would. That lasted longer than I thought it would.
Well, I lied. I'm not gonna go down because I guess we've got people interviewing with mainstream media now.
No, we did do one by one. Listen, he was listening to that lady. No, the old lady. That's all he had to listen to, and then go to the next person. She should have been talking over the old lady. All the people got questions too. He said, I'm gonna hear from her, you next. She started talking and ran him off. If you don't think he gonna answer your question, then you leave. Everybody else wanna talk.
Mainstream media was asked to leave by the group of protesters and demonstrators. They did get some private time, and they worked very hard to get some private time with Chief Belmar. Now the police are just making sure that we exit the building. Mainstream media was upset that we got to stay. Demonstrators are upset with demonstrators. The chief walked out. So there was just some things that were going on. So everybody is kind of filing out. I think that you can see. One thing I do want you guys to see is this giant building here. That is St. Louis County's jail. Yes, it is. It is its jail. It is a very, very large building. And then the courts building is right here. You can see there's a sky bridge going across. This is a lot of times where they take demonstrators if they're arrested anywhere but Ferguson, is they bring them down and they book them here. Okay.